assume.
I pressed it. Quick, sit down.
I was just going to say, I assume that Jeff's asleep on the sofa.
Jeff is on the sofa. He woke up when I went in there. He may come through and say hello.
He probably will once he hears us talking.
Right, hello. Welcome to our thing we do on a Sunday. If you're new here, I'm Nick. This is
Andrea. And if you are new, then you're probably wondering who the heck Jeff is. He's our dog.
We never do that as an intro. Where's that come from?
I don't know. We used to. You used to always say, I'm Nick and you're, and I'd say,
I'm me and you're him.
Yeah. What?
Goodbye from me and goodbye. Hello. Yes, we come on and chat every Sunday. It's usually quite a laugh. Hello, if you're new to this, please say hello in the side chat. Let's say hello to some people before we crack on.
Mostly people are laughing at us, but you know.
That's fine. I would. Right. So, hello, Peter. Hope you're well. Mark and Phil. Hopefully you've received your tape now. I think I did see a feedback from you. So, yeah. Phil bought some of the nano tape.
All right.
Maria.
Oh, my goodness. You started singing. That's a bit early.
Can you name the song just from that one word?
Yeah, Blondie.
Thank you.
Maria. Blondie. Oh.
I want to say 99.
It's late 90s. Yeah, you might be right. We were definitely in an R price.
Somebody Google it. I reckon that's 99 from the album No Exit.
We were definitely in an R price, and it probably was the Welling one.
It was definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Elaine. Is it Elaine who purchased something from us?
Well, there and Elaine. Oh, Elaine Lynch did, yes.
Yeah.
That'll be
maybe that Elaine. Hello. Thank you very much. Right, let's whiz through. Hi, Damien. Hope you're well. Just sat down with a full-on roast gammon. Oh, that sounds good.
We just had pasta.
We've had pasta. Martin, hello. I'm new to watching. You are very welcome. But I don't sell online. Am I okay to watch and join in on the convo?
Of course you are.
I should think so.
Yeah.
There are no requirements here.
No, everybody's friendly.
Anybody is welcome. Absolutely. Right, I'm going to whiz through a couple more hellos and we'll crack on. We've got Once Loved Treasures. Good to see you, Ken and Porkies. Hello, everybody. Right, let's whiz to the end.
Whiz.
See if there's any questions as I go.
What does my T-shirt say? It says the wild. Oh, back to front. The wildest ride in the wilderness. I keep saying universe. Wilderness. The wild is wild. No, I can't say it. I try this all the time and Ellen laughs at me because I can't say it. The wildest ride in the wilderness. There we go.
Is that your limit? 5 words? Is that right? I don't think so.
Tap point if you know what that is. Yeah, but more specifically, what does your T-shirt say, Andrea?
Oh, okay.
See, unless you're renaming yourself, and then that would be confusing.
No, I'm not planning to rename myself. Fletch.
You had to think about that.
Fletch says, evening all. I hope you had a good weekend. Buzzing from the Reseller Summit. Did you go?
Oh, cool.
We were invited to speak. We couldn't make it. It sounds like it went off well, so I hope you enjoyed it.
Saw all the stories from people who were there, and yeah.
I'm at the bottom. Good. Alcoholics Anonymous are in, or the Automobile Association. Hello.
We'll be all right if our car breaks down.
The wildest ride is in Disneyland.
It is, and Disney World. It is Thunder Mountain.
Runaway Mine Train. No,
Thunder Mountain.
Thunder Mountain. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
We went on it. It was good. That's all I remember. Okay. Evening all. Spring is finally reaching the shed in my back garden. Sort of. It's
it's getting there, isn't it?
Because the clocks are just bounced forward.
Is that what they did? They bounced.
Spring forward, fall back. So we get extra light.
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Yeah, there you go. That's the full title of the ride.
Point.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Well, what was Peter Ray doing? It was up in London at the Alexandra Palace. It was at Ali Pally last night. And I saw Gavin Dance, Papa Roach, and headlining. Oh, Don Rosa.
Papa Roach still going.
Well, apparently they are.
Do you remember Last Resort? That was an amazing tune, really early 2000s. Last Resort.
Yeah. Yeah.
I lost track of them after the first album, I'll be honest. Right, anyway, we're waffling. Welcome, everybody. We thought we'd share a few little bits and give you a tease of Andrea's epic charity shop pickup.
Yes. I did vlog a little bit of going out and about. So this is a tease because obviously I'm going to do a haul for the vlog. So
let's be positive about charity shops for once. There's so many people moaning on, and we've done it occasionally. But we went in a charity shop, whenever it was, yesterday. And oh my God, the prices were so good. It blew our minds. So we bought loads.
We filled our boots.
Well, I don't want to drop this.
Oh, please don't drop it.
This is all ceramics and glass. And you're going to do a separate video, aren't you?
Yeah. There is a video to come.
So as an example, we'll give you a tease because you want to do this in a separate video. There's a set here of really nice pattern midwinter. What was it?
It's Michaelmas.
Michaelmas. So the jug and 3 cups, I think.
There are 3 cups, and that isn't midwinter. That is.
But all of this that we're showing you right now, a whole lot, £2.
Yeah.
If you go in Oxfam, that would be £2 on its own.
I think that was there was a smaller jug as well. So there were 5 pieces of the midwinter, which I just love. Look at that design. It's so fun and retro.
It just keeps coming. So that gives you an idea. Yeah, all of that, £2. And then we bought those. Oh, and there's more.
Yeah.
All £2.
It's a gravy boat.
And then there's loads of cool glass. I'm not going to dig it all out.
No.
Sets of stuff. I can't even remember.
Any matching jugs? Well, just that one jug, and then the gravy boat.
The poor guy was just about to shut the shop, and we said, "Oh, are you closing?" He said, "Well, yeah, but it's all right. You know, you can come." We were there for ages, just finding stuff.
We just kept finding more. It was amazing.
And then other people kept coming in.
I don't think he minded though. He seemed quite happy.
Yeah.
He gave Jeff a biscuit, didn't he?
He was very happy to move the stuff, and I think sometimes that's what's lacking in charity shops: the mentality of we need to turn it over and fill the shelves again. Turn it over and fill the shelves.
Yeah.
This place was. We can go back, shall we say? I got a few bits as well. We'll quickly share this, and then we wanted to have a chat. I don't know if you saw the title. We want to talk about some of the beauties of reselling and about how
different and diverse it can be,
and how you can make it work for you.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say these are Taunton. Just as a contrast, I bought a pair of these in another charity shop. I think they're candle holders, but they were £3.30 each. I loved them. They're so different, so I decided I would go for that. But this was after we'd got so many really, really good things very cheaply. But yeah, just in contrast, there we go, £3.30 each. But I still decided I thought that was worth going.
I think even that is reasonable.
Yeah,
because they are really beautiful pieces.
Yeah.
They hadn't priced themselves completely out of.
I don't know. I still bought them.
Well, anyway.
Just thought I'd say as a contrast to it.
And this was actually a good price as well. When you think it's a Marvel Lego complete set in YMCA, £3. And it's not brand new. It had been opened. And I asked the lady, can I break your seal and just check the figures are in there? Because without the figures, not really much use to me. And I had a quick look, and we found all of the Marvel figures, which are those. So I snapped it up along with.
Who's in it? What figures?
Oh, I don't even know. They're the Eternals. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that yet. We're working our way through all the Marvel films, but we're a bit behind.
Well, when Andrea says we, it's not this we.
Me and Ellen.
It's the other we. I don't really do the Marvel stuff.
We weren't really that interested in the Marvel stuff until it went on Disney Plus, and then they opened up Avengers Campus in Disneyland. So we decided we needed to be informed. So we're working our way through all the films.
I'm not sure I'm going to get this out. This is a Playmobil hospital and loads of extra accessories and all sorts. And that was £6 for the hospital. And then a great big bag of figures and all sorts, I think was a £5, which actually might sound a lot, but it's not for that stuff. Just the building alone I've seen sell for 25. With accessories, you can push for more. I think I've had that exact one, maybe in different colours. Can't remember. I've sold so much Playmobil over the years. And then we went in another charity shop, new to us, and their media was 10p, 10p each. I go a bit nuts when that happens because it frees you up to take a chance on things. Oh, you watched this afternoon?
Oh yeah, I did. That was lovely. I've not seen that yet. And that was like, how many years ago now? 4 years ago.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Downton Abbey, the movie. There was some cool stuff in there. That's nice. There's not a great deal of value to this, but it's a really cool thing. I may watch it before I sell it. Pink Floyd and Sid Barrett's story. I mean, 10p. Let me pick up. I was going to
say to the thrifty Georgie that no, it's not sad at all. We're excited about it. We want to do that. Go to the Marvel campus.
Are we missing all the chat? We are. This was the first thing that really caught my eye. It's Prince, and it's 2010, and it's actually a promo. So I thought that could be something really special. It isn't, but for 10p, I was still grabbing it.
No, I've just seen that Cheryl's in the chat. Hi, Cheryl.
Hello.
Says, I can't even look at toys. My brain won't let me. Yeah, I don't do the toys either.
I saw a clip of you wrapping a teapot.
A teapot, and then drop kicking it, I think.
I missed the drop kicking.
Yeah.
I'm glad the event went off well, and it seems everyone was enjoying it. Oh, this was cool. 10p for the complete Batwoman series, DC Comics. This is quite a good one. Some fishing ones are well worth looking out for. You get the idea. I'll send everyone to sleep. The surprise for me, I'm not really surprised. I knew there'd be a market. I bought 2 of the Stuart Lee Comedy Vehicle DVDs.
I don't think I've ever heard of Stuart Lee.
Oh, have you not? He's so good. He is so. Do you, in the chat? Yes, Stuart Lee. Anybody? He's like the ultimate dry cynic.
Oh, okay.
But incredibly witty and funny.
Me by.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so I got a couple of those. Comedy Vehicle. They sell well. Queen on Fire, Live at the Bowl, double DVD, 10p each. Have I bored you yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this won't be worth much, but I just filled my boots. How We Built Britain BBC TV series. Oh, that's quite cool. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Anyway, you get the idea. And one we're going to watch before we sell it.
Oh, yeah. Show me, I haven't got part 1.
Norwich in the 60s. Has a bit of value as well. Anyway, I filled my boots.
Yeah.
I went over to the counter with a pile like this. You've seen their faces like, oh. I'm like, shall I arrange them in piles of 10 for you? They're like, yes, please. Anyway, and I also found 2 first edition Harry Potters, Chamber of Secrets and Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, they were good finds, weren't they?
They're not early editions, but I think the Philosopher's Stone, I'll be looking at £25-30, and it was £2.50. So all good.
Cheryl says, yeah, booted it around the room a few times, stayed intact.
Imagine if you'd have unwrapped it and gone, oh, yeah. Look at my teapot in pieces.
I still remember Zahir saying years ago that as long as you can like kick something down the stairs, then you packed it well. Because you've got to expect that that's how people are going to treat it when
assume it will be chucked around the sorting office, chucked in a mail sack, chucked over a fence, whatever. Just assume that's going to happen and pack accordingly.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's Belle's birthday soon, so happy birthday, Belle.
Hello, Tam and Belle. Yes, Stuart Lee. See, someone else knows. I'll force it on you. That sounds a bit dodgy. I will show you Stuart Lee's brand of comedy.
Okay.
Before we sell those,
all right, then.
And you can report back next week.
Yeah.
And tell the people what you thought. He's a bit Marmite. I'll give you that.
Okay. Wow. If he's anything like Jimmy Carr, I probably won't enjoy him.
Treasure Trove UK has a really good question. Keen to ask about promo CDs. What's the deal with selling them on eBay? Are they allowed? Lots of people selling them, and I've got a few currently, including Pet Shop Boys. Ooh, I don't actually collect promos. That's a whole can of worms when you open that. I collect retail issue stuff. But regarding eBay, promo stuff generally, as a general rule, I've sold hundreds and hundreds over the years. You don't have an issue. You have an issue when you get to bootleg stuff. Because it's unofficial, wasn't issued by the record company. Promo stuff was meant to be only for the DJ, only for the reviewer, but it's a grey area and eBay don't seem to care. But when it's an unofficial, non-record company bootleg, you can run into issues and have stuff taken off. But again, that's really hit and miss, super grey area. The rules are very fluid, it seems, but I don't know. Perhaps do your research with eBay's terms and conditions, because I'm not really that sure. But I don't think you'll have any trouble with promo stuff. I certainly never have.
Oh, Fluffy Muffin says Stuart Lee and Richard Herring. Now I know Richard Herring. He was on Taskmaster, wasn't he?
Oh, I think he was.
And also he lives in Hitchin.
Yeah.
Steve says, yeah, same technique here. If I don't feel happy throwing a package across the workshop into the boot of the car, I shouldn't be sending it via Hermes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Now it all makes sense. I think I might enjoy him then, because I do enjoy Richard Herring. Oh, hello, Andrea. I did reply to you today. I don't know how long that had been sat there. Sorry about that. I'm not very good at checking that email address.
You are very welcome. Thank you for the purchase. What were the Hornsey items then?
The
figures.
Yeah, the little fauna ones.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Appreciate it.
We've got a super chat from Gadget Man. Thank you. Don't end auctions with bids. Oh yeah, I was telling Nick about that because you sent me that article, didn't you, today?
Yeah,
I was telling you about that.
Yeah, we've had experience of that I won't go into now. I don't think I went into it at the time. We have experience of that. No fault of our own.
We weren't sued, though. It was
we weren't sued.
It was an eBay thing more than anything. But that was because it had ended, wasn't it?
What, with us?
It had ended, or was it?
No, we were told by eBay to end an auction, weren't we?
Yes.
And then they
charged us.
And then they charged us and put restrictions on our account. Yeah. Anyway, let's not go into that right now.
Yeah.
So I'm at the bottom. So we thought, thank you very much, Gadget Man, for the super chat. We appreciate it. Yes. We thought we'd have a chat. Well, you thought you would. Just open up a discussion about reselling and how it works for you and making it work for you and your situation.
Yeah, I was having rambling thoughts about it, wasn't I? And I thought it might be a good conversation to have. So I'll open up the conversation. The way that I have always seen reselling is an alternative to a corporate world. It's a way that, we can organize our business for ourselves, and it's not in a way that is, humans have created this kind of a way of doing things, and we seem to keep following the same formula. And people go to work and they sit in offices and they, and it's all a bit grey.
But it's the rat race is what you're talking about, I guess.
Yes.
9 to 5 until you die.
Yeah. But also, so I've always seen it as an alternative and an escape from that kind of corporateness. But I also understand that reselling, everybody sees it differently, and you can organize your businesses in different ways. It doesn't, we don't all have to do reselling the same way. And some people actually enjoy that kind of thing. So they enjoy organizing in their business in a more sort of corporate, traditional fashion. So I just thought it would be a good conversation to have, to see how you do it and what you prefer, and how you've always seen reselling and how it works for you.
My take on what you've just said, and I do agree with what you're saying, but my take when you mentioned the topic was more about how people, I sometimes think they have to do it in a certain way because that's what they've seen online or that's what they've seen on Instagram. And I think some people chase other people's dreams. And I think what you want to do, what we've always tried to do, is just make it fit our situation and make it work for us. Because you're right, for us, it was an escape from working for the man or the woman. And that's what it gave us. And that is still what it gives us, is freedom from being told what to do, working 9 to 5, not having the freedom to say, no, not doing anything today.
Yeah. And also in a more sort of loosey-goosey kind of relaxed way, because, you know, we work from home. We did work through, you know, at our shop for a while, but that was always in a very non-traditional way. It was in the way we wanted to.
Yeah. Also, I think I was very much in the build a business, scale it up, grow it for when we had retail, and we kept expanding that, and it took over my life and my time. There were long periods of time when I was working 7 days a week because I was outsourcing on Sundays and I'd work Monday to Saturday. So I get that mentality, but more and more these days we try and just do what we need and enjoy it.
Yeah,
I still get carried away and work a lot, but
that's not really what I'm saying, because I think that you can work as hard as you want or as hard as you need to, but it's more in terms of how you organize your business was my thinking, I suppose. Because if you really enjoy it, like we do, we work pretty much 24/7.
Well, you never switch off.
Have to force ourselves to you know, sit and watch a film like I did today, because you said to me, well, what are we going to do today? And we needed to move a load of stuff into the outbuilding. So I said, well, once we've done that, I'm going to sit and watch a film because it's Sunday and I'm going to do that.
And I carried on working.
It did.
And I've moved what feels like a ton of stuff out of the office and started setting everything up in the shed. I just wanted to quickly read Andy's message. I'm a part-time reseller and work part-time in a job I don't mind, and I'm happy to keep it that way for the time being. But yes, I see it as having some autonomy over my life. That's a great word. And love sourcing items. Exactly. I think essentially what we're saying is that reselling can be whatever you want it to be. It can be a scaling it up, let's go big, let's make a fortune business. It can actually be that. Or it can be earn enough to go on holiday once a year.
Yeah.
Earn enough to pay
certain bills.
Pay off a debt.
Yeah.
It can be all of those things. And I think you just have to keep remembering to refer back to yourself and your reasons for doing it. And don't sometimes get sucked into the need to be bigger, better, faster, more, because that doesn't necessarily.
But if you want to be.
A lot of people are. That was me for many, many years. Yeah, I think that's what we're getting at somewhere.
Yeah,
Let's read some
Greg's
chat.
Greg's got an interesting point there.
Would you like to read Greg's then?
Oh, how did my phone? Your phone's over there. I was thinking, how's my phone making that noise? It got it on solid. Greg says, very interesting topic tonight, as I'm contemplating the move to full-time reselling. So thanks for bringing this up. Yeah.
And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that ambition. We took the leap. Oh my goodness, 2002. And we had our personal reasons for doing that. I was very unhappy in my job. I was a police officer at that point and needed to get out. And we'd also been doing eBay in the background and building that up and feeling kind of secure that we could make enough, but not really knowing. And you didn't want to go back to your Amazon job after maternity leave. So we planned an escape route and then jumped. And it was the most exciting and scary time of our life. And it was the most fun time of our life. It really was. I was probably the happiest
that I think I've ever been in my life at that point.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of that was, yes, taking control of our lives and how we made money, but also because we had Ellen, and
everything was new all of a sudden. We had a baby. We were thrust into that world of parenthood. We suddenly didn't have an income. We were renting. We didn't even own a house at this point. Yeah. So we were renting. We had to find rent every month. And it was still, eBay was still kind of new, and we didn't know anybody else that did it.
It was.
And we just went, screw it.
And we sold media and books on Amazon Marketplace as well, didn't we? But then
we were doing Amazon Marketplace so early on, really. You know, that was a new wilderness, wasn't it? Oh, we're ka-chinging over there. Anyway, best of luck with it all.
I just highlighted Stoll's comment there.
Okay, I was just going to say best of luck with it, Greg. Yeah, it's just down to you, and you can make it work. Wish you all the best. Right, go on then.
Yeah, so
just gonna grab my phone.
Stephen says, working for yourself, you'll probably work longer hours, but the time is yours to structure how you want. Exactly. Yeah.
And it's a subtle thing, but it's so much more rewarding because you get out what you put in. Whereas when you're working for somebody else, you get out the same regardless. So if you work your socks off, you still get your pay, and you're not, and whereas maybe you're working in a team and somebody over there is lazy as you like, doesn't really pull their weight, they get the same. I used to feel like that in certain jobs.
Yeah.
In retail, if you've worked in retail much, you'll know there's always a lazy sod that works with you. And you're there picking up the slack for others all the time, and they get paid the same as you.
The more frustrating is when you have a manager, like I did in Amazon, who just passed all of his work to me and took the credit for it. And that used to drive me wild because I had enough of my own work to do. Thrifty Georgie says, I've rebuilt my life through reselling. I've never been happier. I've never had this much fun, and I'm earning probably 30% more net than I ever did in my 9-to-5 minimum wage job. More time with the family, etc. That sounds like the dream, doesn't it? That is the dream.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I think the other thing that made it all worthwhile and make sense to us when we took the back then colossal leap, and friends and family did think we were insane, supportive of it, but still thought we were insane, was the fact that we had all the time in the world with Ellen. We were both there for all of those moments, and that's kind of priceless, really. The fact that we both were there to bring her up. You know, we didn't go off to work and leave her with daycare or whatever because we didn't have to. So
and we could go to like assemblies where she had something that she was showing or performing at or doing something. Whereas if you're in a job where you work for someone else, you can't do that.
It's tough. We have friends and family, obviously, who work 9 to 5. So you can't be at every sports day. You can't be at every recital or play or, but we were lucky enough to do all of that. We were always there at the stuff.
Yes.
So,
Steve says, full-time in a day job here, part-time in a few other things, eBay being one of them. Being able to choose which part-time to do each day means it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah. And there are so many people that use eBay, use reselling to complement what they do, to add that little bit of, money to spend on fun stuff.
Yeah. And, it's that thing that people quote, isn't it? That if you really enjoy what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So Ashley says, eBay can be as big or as small as you need or want, depending on how much time and work you put in. Yeah.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then carries on to say flexibility and freedom are benefits.
100%. Yeah. And that goes back to when I see people comparing themselves to others. It's pointless because there are so many different reasons for doing reselling. There's so many different things people want to get out of it. And you just have to look at yourself, not outwards to others and compare. Just say, what do I want from this? What do I need from this? And then work towards that.
Yeah. So, you know, it can be that one-man band at home working for yourself, or you can, you know, if you want that sort of bigger business, that more sort of corporate thing that I was talking about, then you can work up to it, and you can scale it up and hire people and have a warehouse and have offices, and you can make a bigger thing of it if you wanted to.
There's been times recently, and Andrea will tell you, where I have talked about potentially going and doing something big again. I've still got that desire in me, but a lot of what I want these days is to do less. But I still get excited about business. I still get excited about scale, but it's not what I'm doing right now. But I've talked about maybe doing something else. I don't know whether it would happen. We have other things to do right now as well. We've got a lot of irons in the fire.
You see, I really love what I'm doing now. Really love it, and I feel like you know, I've always enjoyed reselling, but I find what I was reselling now and the way I'm doing it, I'm happier with than anything else that I've ever done in reselling.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to change that just yet, at least. So
yeah, well, I think you're really enjoying the learning aspect. You find a piece you know nothing about, and all of a sudden you know who made it, where they made it, what their life history was,
the provenance of it. Just everything. Love it.
Tam and Bell resell. I work part-time in Poundland and resell 3/4 of the time. I would call it. Reselling has changed my life and allowed me to quit a full-time job I hated. I'll be forever grateful. Well, that's wonderful. Yeah. Working in Poundland, you must have access to some amazing boxes. I like sneaking about Poundland.
I love that. That's your thought.
I like sneaking about Poundland when they're filling the shelves and grabbing piles of boxes. And Andrew's like, oh, he's off again, nicking boxes. We were in Sainsbury's not long ago, weren't we?
I have to walk away because I know that they're like free and they're only going to throw them out, but I always worry that someone's going to like stop you and go, excuse me, so what are you doing? Why are you taking my boxes?
I'm quick. I'm in and out, and then I'm off down the next aisle.
You were actually paying at a till with them the other day, and the person said, "It's a lot of boxes." And you went, "Yeah, they're going to be really useful." I was like, I just saw the floor just swallow me.
I've asked before in supermarkets, and 9 times out of 10 they're super helpful, and they'll go off and find you a stack of boxes. Yeah.
Natalie says, for the last couple of years, I've been looking for a way out of my day job, but there wasn't really anything that appealed. And then I discovered reselling.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And the other thing within reselling is it's a coverall term for so many things, so many ways of doing it. It's been interesting reading the comments on my recent videos since I bought that van full of stuff, and I've been selling predominantly new stuff for the last month or so. I've been getting comments like, that's not reselling, go back to your roots, finding secondhand things, this is boring, this is that. It's just another thing that we do, another way of making money, and it is reselling. It's bankrupt stock that we have taken a chance on. It's still exactly the same, but it's multiples basically. Yeah.
And it's you know, fleeting in a way. It is not something that we're going to be doing forever, and we still do all of the second-hand stuff. The
weird thing is I've always done it. It's not like this is new. It's a bit more in your face now, because in the past a lot of that I would have just sent to Amazon and you'd have never seen it. But now we dropped Amazon for many reasons, so it's all here. So it looks like it's taken over, but that's always been a string to our bow.
Yeah. And we've often done retail arbitrage in the past as well.
Oh yeah.
That sort of stuff. So it's always been a mix of new and used.
We've done that since almost week 1 of going full time, because we bought Harry Potter Lego sets. The train, the Hogwarts Express, wasn't it? Or was it the castle? Oh, it was the castle, Hogwarts Castle. Anyway.
Yeah, what's Damien saying there? eBay is a hard way to make an easy living, but I love it and I wouldn't want to do anything else now. I thoroughly 100% agree with you.
I do try and say when I remember that it's not an easy option, and I hope it doesn't come across that way in the videos. It's very easy to paint a picture that looks so wonderful and easy, but remember, you've got to get up and do it again tomorrow.
Got to get up early to go off to the boot sales. You've got to, spend all that time listing the stuff and processing it, cleaning, measuring, answering all the questions. It's endless. We do the job of like probably 10 people.
Well, it's Groundhog Day on steroids, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, sometimes it feels that way.
You have a good day and you go, yay, and you feel good about it, and then you get up the next day and you start again. 0 sales. Let's see how tomorrow goes. And you have to keep feeding the beast. And here's the thing, I think if you don't enjoy it and it doesn't kind of resonate with you, it's going to be a struggle.
Oh, it will be.
The thrill for making money out of nothing, as in going and picking up a thing and then passing it on to somebody else and taking the money, the profit out in the middle, the thrill of that action, that process has never got old for me.
Yeah. Not for me either.
And ka-chings still excite me.
Yeah, I know.
I want to see what sold a minute ago.
Rhubarb68 says, as you get older, you realize that time is more important than money. And although it's great to do something time is more important than money, although it's great to do something you enjoy work-wise. Yes. Well, unfortunately.
I might be bidding on a sealed Alison Moyet Minutes album.
Alison Moyet might be the new addition to your collection.
I may have bought some 12-inch singles earlier.
Not personally, her music though. Yeah, sorry, I've lost my thread now. What was I saying? About, realizing that time is more important than money. It definitely is, but unfortunately we live in a world and a society where you have to have money in order to survive. So if you can make money in a way that you enjoy, then that is the dream. So
sorry, I was deep in thought.
Belinda said, I've never heard of reselling until I saw it on YouTube.
It's just an odd word for selling stuff. Selling stuff for money. It's an age-old thing. It's nothing new. I'd never heard of the term reselling until YouTube.
No, that is true. We didn't call ourselves resellers at the beginning.
No, I was just a trader. We
sold on eBay. That's what we did.
I sell stuff on the internet was how I would describe it to people. But I was a dealer. I was a trader. I was it's just retail. All it is retail.
Online retail. So C. Blaney there has got a question for you.
Oh, sorry. Off topic, so apologies. The scales that you are selling on eBay, do they do body fat analysis? I don't know the answer to that. I will have to go and have a look and try and remember to mention it in a video or message you, or drop me a message if you can, or Andrea on Instagram to remind me to have a look.
I love this comment. Just reading Stephanie's comment. I've worked as a reseller selling huge volumes for years. It took over my life. Last year, I got 2 rescue donkeys, Fudge and Madonna, and it's made me view my life very differently. I've gone part-time.
Wow.
Oh, I love that.
And that's at the crux, I think, of what some of the points we were saying earlier. You figured out what you needed in your life, right? And it doesn't matter that you might be scaling back, because that's what is needed for you. And, we've evolved this up and down and scaled back and expanded again and done all sorts over the years to make it work for our situation and what we think we need at the time. Yeah. This move and the change and our plans that are still evolving are all exactly that same thing, isn't it? It's trying to work out what's right for you and not be dictated to by outside forces if you can help it.
Yeah, if you can help it. It's difficult though, because we all compare ourselves.
Yeah.
Michael Moore says, for retired people, it's a great hobby. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, keeps you busy, keeps your mind ticking over, a little bit of cash coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Limelight Vinci says, I don't think I'd enjoy being a full-time reseller, but I love being a hobby reseller. I see reselling as a safety cushion if my full-time job disappeared, and also as a way to retire a few years earlier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you've got
that, I was just going to say that it can work that way, because like thinking of your sister Alison and her other half Stuart, you know, when they were out of work, they were reselling, and it filled that gap for them, didn't it? But now they're both very busy in their jobs and don't have as much time, although they still dabble with it. They don't have as much time as they did. So
yeah. I don't know why that's showing 0 viewers up there.
I don't know. It's very weird. There's a glitch with.
I think there's a few because there's so many comments.
Glitch with StreamYard.
Yeah, and what I was going to say was, if you have a job that you enjoy and gives you that regular income, I think sometimes that's the best situation. So you've got that covered, and then reselling is enjoyable. It never loses that shine, because it can really lose the shine when you go full time, because it's then day in, day out, and there's pressure.
Yeah.
If you can do reselling without the pressure, because you have an income already, and this is on top, this is the fun hobbyist kind of extra cash to spend on fun stuff, I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steve's
definitely.
worried that if he ever became a full-time reseller, then he would become a hoarder.
It's a slippery slope.
And Linda is retired and sells to pay for holidays and meals out.
Exactly. And that is perfect for you, isn't it? And that's what you want out of it, and that's brilliant.
Belinda says, every job I've ever had has been someone nasty that makes life miserable. At least you can walk away from difficult people most of the time anyway.
Yeah. That's why Andrea works in a different room to me. It's true.
No.
Yes.
No, because you're not difficult or nasty. But yeah, we do need time away from each other sometimes.
Also, I like to play my own music, and when I get obsessed with a new album or even a new single, I will play that on repeat, and it would drive you insane.
Right, I did notice that we had a super chat when you were scrolling, so I'm just going to go there, and then sorry if I'm missing any.
So
Gadget Man, hello. Guy resold pound. Oh yeah, and Ian sent us that article as well. There was a guy that resold Poundland stock online and made 500k a year. Yeah.
I bet the 500k is turnover and not his profit, though. Don't get me started on that one.
Yeah, I don't know where.
There's so many good comments.
Yeah. Once Love Treasures, I've always gone above and beyond in any job I've done and worked more hours than I was paid for. Now I'm doing it for myself, and although it can be frustrating at times, it's definitely more fun.
Exactly. I've always been a worker, a hard worker, and done exactly that. You know, when I'm set a task, I won't leisurely plod my way through it. I will do it to the best of my abilities and do it quickly, and then ask for the next job. That's just how I'm wired. And it used to be frustrating that everyone didn't have that attitude to being the best they could and being efficient and all of that. So it was such a relief to apply that to my own business, although I've become very bad at time management and all sorts. Maybe I always was, actually.
You probably always were.
Well, it's easier when you're working for somebody else to manage your time, because they're expecting X, Y, and Z of you. Actually, that is a struggle I've always had, is managing my own time when I'm the one putting down the restrictions and the demands. Yeah, I've kind of just contradicted myself completely, but you understand what I'm saying, I hope.
Yeah. Lloyd is reduced hours in a full-time job in September to invest more time into growing my eBay business, and sales are up over 80% on last year.
Wow. There you go.
Fantastic.
It is definitely a case of you get out what you put in. I mean, with most self-employed work, it's the same, but it's so true for reselling, because you could have all the best stock in the world, but if you haven't got off your bum and listed it, you're not making any money at all. So it's all about how much time and effort you put in.
Yeah.
And we all see that. If you have a couple of days really hard work listing, the sales go up. It's just That's not rocket science. This
is it?
really isn't.
List it and it will sell. Alan says, we currently sell online, but still do our 9-to-5 jobs. It's hard going, but the plan is to be able to retire early and then to continue enjoying reselling.
Perfect. Yeah.
Secret Carper, as I work part-time in a 9-to-5 and it's enough to pay the bills, reselling is just a top-up, but I have never been happier spending more time with the family. Would never go back to full-time.
There you go.
Full-time job.
So it's more people using reselling to fit their world, to fit what they need and to fit in with the time they've got available. And there's nothing like it, because with reselling, you can pick it up and you can drop it. It doesn't matter, you know, within reason, because you've got to keep sending stuff out and all of that. But yeah, you can tailor it to what you need out of it is the point.
For sure. Aaron says, Nick, I started reselling in 2019 thanks to your videos. My life was a complete mess and it's changed around now. I do it because I love it and you've helped me more than you'll ever know. That's got to you, hasn't it? Yeah. Oh. Quickly moving on before Nick has a breakdown.
No, but it means a lot. I'm going to go and get a drink.
It does. It really does.
I'm not crying. I'm having a drink.
Andrew says, you must remember eBay could pull the plug for the slightest reason. Make sure you have your fingers in other pots. Well, there is that.
There is that.
There is that. But there's so many other platforms opening up now. You know. Yeah, but there's so many things you can fall back on. And hopefully Whatnot will fully launch soon, because I think that's going to be, something big for the future. Before 2000 does it for the beer money. Good.
Well, that's a perfectly good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Flipping Maggie says, I'm also retired and reselling gives me the extra cash to visit my grandchildren, as flights to Bermuda, wow, are so expensive for a retiree. That's enough for me.
Exactly. That sums it up, doesn't it? You can use this, even if it is just on a hobby level, to fund trips to Bermuda. Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Fluffy Muffin says, being self-employed is so rewarding when you love what you do. I love working hard for myself. I still have weeks when I cross my fingers and have blind faith that the money will come in. And it's been 10 years now. Yeah. I think we've done this long enough that we know we can make it work. When times get tough, when money gets tight, and we had one of those times very recently. We've been through enough of that we know we can put out all the stops and make it work. Right? It's a proper roller coaster being self-employed in any sphere, but reselling, definitely has its ups and downs. And motivation goes up and down for it. I mean, we're sat here saying we love it, but of course there's weeks that are tough. There's days where you think, what am I doing, really? And then you have to have a conversation with yourself and say, look, I don't have to go to work and listen to somebody else's crap all day. I have freedom, I have choices. And then you're like, okay, yeah. And it does always turn itself around. Question from Rebecca saying, apart from Google Lens, is there any other way of IDing items? I don't know if anyone in the chat can help with that. I always use Google or Google Lens to try and ID items. I don't know how else you do it, because it pretty much gives you all of the internet.
A really good resource is specialist Facebook groups. There are Facebook groups for action figures, so Facebook groups for like pottery, My Little Ponies, you name it. If you search hard enough on Google or on Facebook, there will be forums and groups, like antique groups, and people love to help you out. If you go in and you're, just polite and just say, look, I'm really struggling to identify this. Does anybody know what it is? I've used that sort of resource a couple of times and it's been super helpful.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I didn't think about that. RS says, I work full-time and do eBay as part-time. I would like eBay to be my full-time. Although I was hoping to make that transition this year, I have decided to build up a certain amount of savings first. That's really a good idea.
I think that's wise.
Yeah.
I think, being prepared and having something to fall back on. Yeah, it's got to be a good idea.
Yeah, it can be lonely if you're doing it all by yourself.
See, boxes are a sweet perk.
I did see that. Yeah, so if you're able to chat to other people in the community, make little WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, anything that can make it just that little bit less lonely for you.
Oh, see, Blaine is saying about the range. I don't know that we do have a range near us.
I haven't seen one near us now.
I've got to know our one shop in the village, and they're happy to give me boxes. So I'm doing quite well out of that. I need to find a couple of places in Diss and Thetford, though, that I can tap up as well, I think.
Treasure Trove says, I work 4 days a week at a day job, which I enjoy, but something keeps pulling me back to running a shop. I think it's having an unlimited outlet for creativity and, of course, treasure hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt that a huge part of why we all do this is because we're treasure hunters.
Yeah.
I think if you try and deny that bit, then you're kidding yourself, because I don't know anybody that doesn't think sourcing is the best part of this. Do you know anyone that doesn't enjoy the sourcing?
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people that didn't enjoy the sourcing.
Really?
I won't name names.
Who are they?
I'll tell you later.
That has to be the fun bit, because I like going out not knowing what I'm looking for. And quite often, do you get this at boot sales? You're rummaging and people go, "What are you looking for?" And I go, "I don't know. I don't know until I find it." Yeah.
Peter Walton says, I'm struggling because what I enjoyed reselling full-time for 5 years is no longer very profitable. And so I either have to stop or do things that I enjoy less to get a decent income. Might go back to the job. Yeah, that's it. I mean, we've had to adapt over the years, because there are certain things that you do sell and then they go out of fashion. They're not on trend anymore. People, not looking for that kind of thing anymore. And you have to adapt. You have to ride the waves.
Yeah. And I think it's a really good comment as well. And if your passion goes for this for whatever reason, or like Peter's alluded to, that what you sell doesn't make sense anymore, then you need to ask yourself the questions. Is it worth carrying on if you're not enjoying it? Yeah. Difficult.
Yeah. Tim Burns Antique Shop and Reselling says, I have an antique shop plus eBay and market fairs. I find lots of different ways of reselling which works best for me.
There you go. Yeah. Keep trying it, see what works. Yeah, you may have seen you tried a booth.
Well, for a few weeks.
One big reason that didn't work out, because the place shut down.
It wasn't a booth, it was a cabinet.
Oh, sorry, yes. A cupboard, as I call it.
Are you going to have an Alison Weir shrine?
Oh, I didn't go back and bid, did I? Hang on. Did I forget?
Hello, Jack.
Oh, it ended. I didn't bid. Oh, it ended at £11.50 for a sealed, white vinyl sealed, and I forgot to go back and bid.
Oh, no.
It goes for more than that used.
Oh, that's a shame.
There'll be another one.
Andrew Robinson says, Andrea, many years ago, you told us Nick enjoyed his morning lions reselling flexibility. Is this still the case? Or have you noticed that the house move has given him a bit more? I don't know why you're asking me this. Over to you.
I tend to be a night owl. So my problem is I kind of get going late. And then if I'm working, I will work late and just keep going. And then I find it very hard to get up in the mornings. And then that's my time clocks shift around. And I'm not a morning person at all. So although ironically, if I do get up early, I love the mornings. There's something amazing about the light and it's really nice, but I'm not really a morning person. So yeah,
No,
I still
you're
struggle
not.
with that. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Do you ever sell your own items on top of items bought to resell? Do you still include those in the tax returns, etc.? I'm selling both at the moment and currently separating the two, but wondering if it's worth it. We don't sell a lot of our own stuff. Somebody brought that up when in a picking video, I showed some lampshades that were ours from our last house. And somebody said, what do you do about that for tax? And it's so few items generally that we just lump it all in together. It's not worth fiddling about for the amount of tax on the profit margin on those. Well, it'll be all profit margin because we wouldn't have put through any costs for them. It's just not worth fiddling about with for us. So we don't worry about it. We just pay the tax on it.
Yeah.
Whether that's clever or not, I don't know, but that's what we do.
It's just, it's not worth the time, really, is it? Trying to separate it out. But also, we buy so much that's secondhand. So if we do end up selling it on, it was something we bought secondhand in the first place.
Yes, quite often. Yeah. Although those weren't those we had.
No, yeah, we had them made.
Yeah. Okay. Let's scrolly. How are we doing for time? Oh, blimey.
No.
How is that an hour?
You've been going for an hour.
Steve says, I did full-time eBaying during the lockdowns. Crazy busy. Glad I did it. Glad I don't do it anymore. Well, there you go. Yeah. The other thing about reselling is it definitely suits some people and not others. It has quite a high turnover of people that come into it thinking this looks like a shortcut to making lots of money or something. And then they realize, oh, there's lots of hard work and repetition involved. And then they disappear.
Well, Selena says, I am the buyer and I love seeing what you find, whether it's a car boot, rummage, sales, etc. I prefer buying from other resellers I found through you on your channel for something different and unique.
Yeah. And we really appreciate it. Selena, you've supported what we do for so long now. It's so lovely. Yeah, absolutely.
Question from Lee there for you.
Hi, Lee. Did you listen to the full album Rock Swings? I did. And well, I chatted to you about it. I particularly enjoyed. Now, this is Paul Anka, and he did a swing album of covers.
Oh, okay.
And you wouldn't believe some of the tracks. Nirvana's on there.
Really? Wow.
There's all sorts on there. I couldn't really get into some of it, but there's a really good version of Pet Shop Boys That's a Sin, which for me was the standout track on there. But yeah, enjoyed it. I did enjoy it as a whole.
Elaine says, a hubby resold Hornby trains during COVID to fill the gaps. He enjoyed it.
Excellent.
I have the option to do a 2-day week job and the rest for reselling or a full sabbatical year off. I like the 2-day idea as at least some wages coming in. Yeah, absolutely. Unless you want to go traveling, I suppose. But
yeah. Well, also what a two-day week does is it keeps your hand in, so you can always kind of claw back your hours if you needed to go back. Plus, you keep those contacts, those social contacts, and those skills. You keep that going, whatever the job is. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing to keep your toe in and keep all those contacts and friends and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Porky says, I've worked in the same job for 45 years and used reselling as a handy second income. I got in debt, so always liked that security of a pay packet to make the jump. And since kicked off eBay, it's very hard now.
Oh, God, yeah. Kicked off eBay, that sucks. That goes back to what somebody else was saying before about not having your eggs in one basket. And at the moment, most of our eggs are in one basket.
Yeah, majority.
Yep.
Chrissy says, I can't wait to get back into reselling. My little girl starts school this year. I've been still doing it, but on a much smaller scale compared to before I had my little one. Yes. Yeah, it's not easy, is it? I mean, yeah, I was, we were running a business and I was a full-time mum, and it's not easy to juggle all of that at all.
I remember working in our little 2-up, 2-down rented place when we first started, and we used to plonk Ellen down on the floor before she was moving
and I'd be working around her with piles of stock. We've got a photograph somewhere when I was sorting out, we'd built up a big crate of My Little Ponies. And I said, right, I've got to sort all of those out. I'm going to go through, look them all up. So I was laying them all out, and I ended up laying them all around Ellen on our living room floor. And I took a picture. Somewhere there's a picture of a tiny Ellen surrounded by vintage My Little Ponies. That was our working life.
I think we've showed that before, if anyone remembers.
Hi, Neil, by the way. Hope you're well.
Are there some chopped onions on the table?
Check Neil out there.
Oh, I've just come back from Bermuda. Oh, so jealous, Neil.
The spoils of my reselling, no less. Will Ed, Nick and Andrea, would you say you get paid significantly less per hour reselling than you would if you had a job working for someone else?
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we work very odd hours. Yeah, it's a very interesting one. If you worked out per hour, probably, because there's two of us doing this, but we do as much as we need to. And it works.
Yeah. We pay our bills.
And well, absolutely. And I know I said it till I'm blue in the face, but our situation is probably very different to most. We have so little outgoings. We worked our socks off to pay off our mortgage, and we bought this place, and we're still mortgage free here.
Yeah, and I would say that we're pretty frugal. We don't spend a lot of money.
It's much more of a lifestyle choice now than anything for us. I still do work hard, but I enjoy it. Yeah. But I dare say if we went out and both got jobs, we'd probably have more coming in, but I think I would be miserable.
Yes.
So how much is that worth?
I know I would be.
And we'd have to get up and be somewhere for like 8:30 in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, driving to work. Do you remember those days?
Yeah, nightmare, that blooming commute.
Oh, your commute.
Especially when I worked at Amazon, it was like M25 every day. That was great.
You were commuting for hours every day. At least I was only going to St Albans.
Sometimes I wouldn't get home till like 7 at night, and it was just not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd take less money to not commute. There we go.
Yeah, I'd probably save on the petrol.
Well, these days, yeah.
Bushcraft Sean says, I started reselling last year after I had a stroke. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you had a stroke. Through your videos and coaching, I started reselling. I'm now back to working full time, but carrying on the reselling as a single dad. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Wow.
So yeah, brilliant that you're now back at work full time.
Yeah.
Also that, reselling is something that you're able to continue as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you've recovered enough to go back to work.
Neil says my previous statement may be a lie.
Oh,
we believed you.
I totally believe that.
Totally.
Right, I'm going to try and get to the
holiday.
I'm going to try and get to the end of the chat. I'm so sorry if we didn't read out any of your comments about how you choose to.
What does Steve say?
Run your business.
I wouldn't say I don't enjoy sourcing, but it's not something I have to do because a lot of the stock comes to me from a waste company. I see.
Oh, right. Interesting. Let's read a couple more out as we try and get to the bottom. Hi, Nick and Andrea. Love watching on YouTube. Thank you. I sell a bit, but not as full-time yet. Still getting my head around the post of things. Did buy some nanotape. Thank you, Robert. Keep up the good work. Yeah, learning. Yeah, the best way to post things and the costs and all of that. You'll get used to it pretty quick, I think.
Ian G has been retired for 2 years and has begun selling on eBay.
Excellent. Oh, I've sold the Cozy Toes. Well, actually, I sold it earlier. They've just paid.
Oh, they just paid. Excellent.
Cozy Toes.
As Lady would say, kind of. David Pentland said, you're right. I love the gamble. I spend a lot on lost luggage, and it's lovely when I find £500 of items.
Oh.
Or £500 items.
I would have a go at that. That would make some great videos, wouldn't it? Go and buy a load of suitcases and then undo them and see what's in them.
Yeah, most of it though. Imagine.
Someone's underwear.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't like that idea. Is there a useful website, Neil says, for consumer contracts law from the seller's side? Everything I search for online is from the customer side. I need to know my rights on used goods that I've sold. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody in the chat might. So we don't know, I'm afraid. Catherine says, I put my life savings into a bricks and mortar shop. I worked 7 days a week for 12 years. Had a nervous breakdown, lost everything. Reselling gave me everything and more back. Oh, that's great.
Wow.
Mortgage is nearly paid off. Oh, that is so good to hear. Yeah.
What a story that is.
Well, yeah. I mean, we can relate to the bricks and mortar shop thing not working out. And
yeah, we had a failed business and it took it out of us. It really did. It's not easy to fail, but it's part of the journey. It's part. Oh, that sounded a bit. It's part of my journey, man. But it is. You know, I think most people in business could tell you a few failures along the way, and it's
but you learn from them.
You learn, yeah. But all props to you. You turned it around and made it work. Okay.
Stephen wants to know if media still sells.
Do you find media still sells well? I have loads of sealed DVDs, but even at £2 or £3, never have much luck. Can't compete with Magpie. It's a completely different market. I mean, I bought that bag full of media there, and a lot of that will be sort of £3 or £4 stuff, but there's a few gems in there and they were 10p each. But yes, you've explained it exactly there. You're competing with massive corporations that are happy to sell a DVD for £2.30 delivered. Yeah.
No, don't worry, Peter. It didn't sound negative at all. You know, there are ups and downs, and we've got to.
It's not easy. This isn't an easy option. It's tough. Being self-employed, full stop, is tough. And I hope we don't sugarcoat it. We try not to, but I also try and be uplifting and encouraging about it all because I love it, and I encourage people to try it, but it's not easy. No, definitely not. Still saying 0 viewers up there.
I know. There's a glitch tonight. Chris G says, try my situation. I have to be up at 6:30 to deal with my son's sock business while he is in Thailand, and then I'm at my full-time job 8 to 5 shortly thereafter. Long day before doing any eBay. Wow, you must be exhausted, Chris.
Son's sock business?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
We were trying to get to the bottom of it.
We're still.
We're going to have to whiz past a few of these lovely comments. I'm really sorry.
We're getting on in time, or we need to let you guys go and enjoy your rest of your Sunday evenings.
I'll do a few as we go. Do you feel strange you're not in Hitchin anymore? Yes.
Yeah, we still miss it because we really did love it.
But I think we touched on it last week. We're starting to make some really not good friends around here. So that's made the world a difference. I think no matter where you are, you need to make friends. That makes it feel like home a little bit.
Pete Harrison's lucky to work a full-time job that involves driving. So nice to travel to charity shops. My target is to sell enough for some holidays each year.
Yeah, perfect. And yeah, if you're traveling around, you can pop in all the charity shops.
Emma, hi, hello. Says, hi, Nick and Andrea. Love your videos. I tried being a reseller when I was made redundant in lockdown, but went back to it part-time. Is that part-time, yeah?
Pet time.
Pet time or part-time.
Okay, are we at the bottom?
Oh, is Amanda going live tonight? Yes, looks like she is.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm still scrolling. Right, I think I might have got to the end. There we go. So it might be words of wisdom time then, I think.
I think so. So what we like to do, the regulars will know, is end on a positive note provided by you lot. So if you have any words of wisdom you'd like to share, you can make it themed on the topic of working for yourself, making reselling work for you, or just general words of wisdom. Entirely up to you. We'll read a few out. And I think it's my turn to pick one this week.
Oh, Paul says, showing 0 views as it's still showing as upcoming on my video list. That's weird, because we're clearly live, aren't we? We're chatting to you and you can see us.
Something went. I uploaded a video last week and it was private, and yet a few people watched it and then it disappeared. So there's stuff going on at YouTube.
Yeah, it's all a bit weird. Porky says, Greatest Hits Radio tomorrow. Interview Depeche Mode around 4 p.m.
You weren't on it. There it is.
Yeah, I highlighted Elaine. She was the first one.
I'll try and remember. They have done so much promo for this album. More than I remember from any album of theirs ever. That Sony is working them hard because they're with Sony now. But I don't know where it is on the national chart, but they're number 1 on Amazon, even though Sony are rinsing the fans and the CD is £22.
But don't get me started on Sony. Not a good company.
It's got it's a hardback cover thing, but £22 for the CD. The normal edition CD, $16.99. Hello. Pink's album, $11.99, which was number 1 last week. It's like, don't get me started. And the vinyl, 42 quid.
They literally are ripping you off because they know that Depeche Mode fans like to collect. That's what it is.
So
anyway, words of wisdom. Elaine says, don't count the days, make the days count.
I like it. That's a contender, Elaine. That's a contender.
Belinda says, it's going to be chilly tonight, so keep your midwinter jugs covered.
Hey. All right, we'll see how we get on with that.
I like Steve's. Choose your own adventure. Absolutely.
To the point. Love it. Thank you, Steve. If you want a rainbow, you have to put up with the rain. Love that. Hi, Janet. When a woman says what, it's not because she didn't hear you. She's just giving you a chance to change your mind.
Is that your experience?
Oh, wow. What? What's this? I've been searching eBay for something to help me light my candles, but it says no matches found. That's terrible.
Oh, dear.
When life is like a blocked toilet, head for the exit. Huh, okay.
Right.
My sales have fallen off a cliff. Need this to change as soon as possible. Yes, okay.
Buy a donkey. Oh, yeah.
Buy a donkey.
Oh, we've got a dog. He's enough for us.
Just quickly, one thing you probably tried this already. I'm sorry if I'm telling you how to suck eggs, but try ending a load of your listings and relisting, tweaking them a little bit, checking your competition on price.
Selling similar, better.
Sell similar,
rather
yeah.
than relisting is better, and that's come straight from eBay because we asked them that.
Yeah,
the, eBay day.
It's been too long now, but I meant to make some videos sharing what eBay told us. I'm not even sure I've got all of the footage and recordings.
Yeah, Jeff is king. Where is he though? He is asleep on the sofa. He's in La La Land.
eBay allows you to be your own boss. Don't give yourself a hard time. I like that.
That is good, actually, isn't it? Because we do give ourselves a hard time from time to time.
Reselling is simple, but not easy. I like that as a line as well. It will only make you a millionaire if you only count turnover, not profit.
Yeah.
Pete's nailed it. I like that. And another Pete, don't think eBay is easy. Again, true. Depending how much effort you put in. Exactly. It all comes down to effort. And those that tell you it doesn't are making it up. Okay, let's do a couple more. Oh, how's the app going? Very well. We had a meeting the other night. All of the fixes are in. We have resubmitted all of the pins with the new accurate locations. Those have all gone back in. I think I get the new version hopefully tomorrow. And then it'll be on Google Play as soon as they say yay. And then we convert to Apple and then put it on the Apple Store. That's where we're at.
Yeah, because I can't even use it yet because it's I've got an Apple phone.
Yeah, well, so have I. I no doubt there'll be a couple more kinks in the road, but we are super excited to just let you play around with it and hopefully enjoy it.
Porky says, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life.
Yeah,
that's very
that
poignant.
Talks to what we've been talking about tonight.
Absolutely, very poignant.
Do it for you and for your reasons and be happy with that. You don't need to chase someone else's dream. Yeah.
Yeah, Cliff says, fools wonder, wise people ask.
I love that. Love that, Cliff. Yes. No such thing as a stupid question.
Well, Ian says, whatever happens, be well, be safe, be happy, and live life to the full.
Oh, and buy Depeche Mode, limited edition Depeche Mode recordings when you see them, as their fans like to collect. Yeah, and I was so backwards and forwards on buying the limited edition red double vinyl, and I didn't. And weirdly, Mute Bank have put the price up.
Oh, have they now?
What?
But I mean, it was expensive as it was.
It was already expensive.
I reckon you'll get it eventually on eBay. Someone will resell it.
Yeah. Okay.
Once Love Treasure says, if reselling was easy, we'd all be doing it. Oh, wait.
Wait. Yeah. But we're a select few.
Stalls in with the jokes. Buy a donkey in South African. Thank you.
Okay. If you're expecting views, don't expect views. Ooh, deep. When it rains in England, it pours, but when I pour, it's always gin and tonic. So similar actually works.
It actually does, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to stop there. I'm very sorry if there's any more past that. We're going to have to draw a line under it. I liked one somewhere back here. I can't remember what it was.
Choose Your Own Adventure.
That works for me. Yeah. We're going to leave you with Choose Your Own Adventure. Work out what's important to you. Remember the reasons why you're doing something. Yeah. And if you're not doing what you want to do yet, work out what you need to do to get there and take it one step at a time. Change your life.
Oh, it's not a joke. It actually is.
What? Oh.
Actually is South African for thank you. Okay. Right.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. That felt like it went by in about 20 minutes.
It did. It whizzed by tonight. It was a good chat.
We've done an hour and 20 minutes nearly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We'll be back next week. Will we? Are we here?
I think so.
I think so. I'm itching to share this haul that we have turning up, hopefully tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. So there'll be a video coming out. The shed is looking very different. I've worked on it at least half of the day today on a Sunday. So yeah, I'll put a couple of videos out next week, hopefully. I'm sorry that I think there was only one video out last week. Yeah, life got in the way. Take care.
I should have a vlog coming out this week.
Yeah.
On my channel.
You can see the contents of that box full of bargains. So please go and sub to Andrea if you're not. There should be the links for Andrea's channel. And follow me on Instagram. I'm still trying to catch up with this one. Thank you. Bye.
I have Instagram too. Links below. Bye.